Hey guys. So I'm gonna wait and see if anybody is able to come in. If not, I understand it is Saturday night. I just wanted to come on quickly and talk about what's going on in the Alex verse. I feel like it's such a complex part of the internet. Hi, Blue Trees. So, Nella. So I feel like I've been kind of keeping up. I've been like in and out, busy with Christmas and New Year and break and being sick and kids being sick and just having all of the fun life stuff going on. And yeah, so I do listen to them. I have been listening to Nella and Not Your Average Reaction, aka Mrs. Snowflake. Um, Shelly, I go in and out. Priscilla. I mean, I think there are legitimate gripes that could be said about Alex. I think that she has things that she needs to work on, like every other person. The things that they talk about is everything is just so petty, number one, and unreasonable, number two, and also way out of line and just not anything that we should be focusing on with anyone. If they said, she lies and what like I do believe she's a liar. So that makes sense. But the solution is stop watching her if you are that triggered by her lying. I find a lot of the time her lies amusing because it's very obvious that she's lying when she's lying. So I guess I always liked snarking on it because it's so obvious when she does lie, but they become extremely triggered by it. So I feel like they need to step back from it. There are people that can laugh about it and be like, "Oh, here she is again." Like we know that's not the case, but um yeah, they can't handle it clearly. Um but I mean, if I didn't know better, which I don't really know that much, I would think that Nella lost her job or something because she's going really hard trying to build her like base back up. It's very strange. Yeah, I mean, there are everything going on. We can still talk about other people in a constructive criticism type of way. And, I do this to take my mind off of all that stuff. So it's like, I definitely get having people that you snark on and things like that. Just like I, Moth Girl directed me to um, sorry, I am, um, can you hear me? What the hell? Here we go. She directed me to the Ilona Reddit, which I'm finding extremely amusing. The Girl World reactors or whatever talking about Ilona, and Ilona's lore is unreal. I do remember when she first came on the scene, and she did look totally different now that she has used all of her um, performance enhancing drugs or whatever she may say. She looks totally different, and I cannot say that it's in a good way. Yeah, there are no boundaries. I cannot believe that they're still able to exist. It's kind of crazy. Um, I am so sick. So, number one, yesterday, was it yesterday? Nella did a reaction, and I can't wait for Priscilla to read the Reddit because they were talking shit about Priscilla and Nella in one of the threads, and I hope she gets to it because I love when people talk about her and she's reading it. Huh. But oh yeah, she reacted to Alex's 2025 favorite. Oh, oh my god, I hate her voice. Number one, this one, she used the first 28 minutes of her 47-minute video droning on and on. Yeah, hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, I'm sorry. 25 minutes of her 47-minute video was plugging her own merch. She made new merch. She is talking about her membership. She wants people to join her membership for $1.99 a month. She wants people to follow her on something like keto. She wants them to buy her jewelry. Is there anything else? That's it, I think. So I'm convinced that she's lost her job again or something because I don't understand the quick turnaround of wanting to be I don't know, famous on YouTube. So she's doing that. And then what else? Oh, today in her reaction, did you do a reaction today? Today is Saturday, right? Yeah. So Alex posted a video today. Nella did a reaction to it. And in it, she said she doesn't care what anybody thinks, but she wants Yar to take Anderson, leave Alex, find Anderson a new mom in the form of a stepmom who will, quote unquote, treat him better than his mom does. Nella is a child care professional, according to her. And she thinks that the best thing, hi, sweetie, for a child is for his dad to take him away from his mother and find him a new mother, a stepmom. So that's the delusion we're working with here. So, oh, and then, so another thing that's been getting on my nerves, Nella is absolutely, I don't know how anyone listens to her and enjoys her. Every single reaction is her flipping her lid over the stupidest things. And when she goes, "You won't pay money for this, but you'll spend $200 on a candle." Wasn't okay. I understand that Alex did at some point say that she spent $200 on the candle, but wasn't that, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago? Wasn't it a long time ago? I don't even know if she was with Yar when this happened. And sometimes it feels like within their community, there is no redemption. You just are a terrible human being. You'll always be, no matter what happens. So I feel like the people that they're idolizing today could be on the other end of it later down the road if they find out, God forbid, that they did something that they don't approve of. Just like Shakara, it right now is they're just like impressed with her, and she is their god basically right now, and they think so highly of her. She's such a great mom, and she doesn't sound like any, nobody is perfect. She doesn't sound to me like she's doing anything much differently than anybody else, including Alex. Her daughter is not in daycare, so she thinks that she's above Alex, but she clearly has a very codependent relationship with her daughter already. Her daughter is only 6 months old. I was reading the Reddit Moth Girl High that you told me, well, you told somebody in my comment section about. So I was reading it, and she sounds like a train wreck. I guess her and her boyfriend are in couples therapy because of their relationship with their daughter. Like, they don't agree with each other's attachment styles or something. She met him and moved in after he moved in with her after a month. So people talk about Alex and Yar and like the sugar baby, sugar daddy thing or sugar mommy thing. But it sounds like Alona is in the same situation. I've never known too much about her. I knew bits and pieces. So yeah. Yeah. Priscilla calling the Redditors losers who sit around and smoke cigarettes all day, that are have no job, have no life, laying in the bed at 600 pounds. She said that about us. But yeah, she loves Move Suspicious. Yeah, Priscilla, how many subs does Priscilla have? Because I think it's really funny. Hold on. TCB. So on her her third channel now, she has 1.79 thousand followers. So, excuse me. So her first one, she had under 5,000. She was getting close to 5,000. She was like mid 4,000s. Her second one, I think she only made it back up to like 2.5 thousand. And then this one, she can't even get to 2,000. So people just don't like you that much, Priscilla. No, they don't. They're over her. The one that I really can't stand is Nella. I I hate the way she says Christmas. Christmas. Every single time she said it, I was like, "Oh my god. Christmas." Just the way she talks about Alex is just so vulgar and nasty, and she makes stuff up all of the time. She lies a lot. She disagreed. She didn't worry about her sub count. Well, she's entitled to feel that way, I guess. She's irritating. But yeah, Nella, with all the move on, like she's so mad that the video is actually happening. But hi, Stray Cat. It's been so long. You literally made your YouTube based on Alex. So why are you mad that you're watching Alex? Why? Devon is another one. Her goal weight? Hell no. She's achieved her goal of, if her goal was coming on the internet every single day and trash talking Alex, she has exceeded her goal. If being obnoxious was her goal, met and exceeded. Eating cream cheese? Yes. She's got the Guinness World Record of cream cheese content. So she's all set with that. And then we have Beavis and his apparently much younger boyfriend. So does anybody know where Chikara is actually from? Because I was reading her Reddit and the girl GW Reactors Reddit, and they said that she lives in Bulgaria, but she's not from there, and she moved there for the other boyfriend. Oh, okay. The Netherlands. Interesting. Okay. I don't think I knew that. I like I said, I don't know much about her, but awesome. I think I would have stayed there. Anyway, I think we're going to watch her video because we don't usually, and she is extremely obnoxious in this video, but I think it's an interesting watch. She's just so, she's a sanctimommy, and I hate it a lot, but oh, she now looks like, so I don't know if anybody, I'm gonna watch the beginning of Chikara's video. I don't think I'm gonna watch the whole thing, so maybe we can do Devon. But so that's funny because Moth Girl, because they pick Alex apart for not being able to speak Spanish, and using Duolingo and not teaching Anderson Spanish, when that's Yar's responsibility, because Yar is the one that's fluent in Spanish. And I just think it's funny that I was reading that she can't speak Bulgarian and has not bothered to learn the language of a country that she actually lives in. So it's a little bit cuckoo. But yeah, we're gonna watch the beginning of the Chikara video. I might I might do the Devon pissy reaction, but I just don't. I can't stand Priscilla's voice. But let's speed Sanctimommy up. And the way she talks, I can't understand her. I can't. But we'll see. Oh, I don't know much about Bulgaria, but I guess I just thought it was kind of rich that they talk about Alex, but they um idolize Alona. And so these glasses remind me of Jeffrey Dahmer, like in the movie. The movie from Netflix or whatever it was, TV show. Oh, interesting.
The kids into care is bad. I'm saying this woman has a choice. Who she wants to put her kid into care so she can focus on the one thing.
Look at her lips. She like overblew her lips. Isn't she still breastfeeding? Is she getting lip filler while she's breastfeeding?
That matters most to her, that's herself. She doesn't need to put a kid into care. She wants to. That is absolute insanity.
Oh, so I also watching this, I realized I don't remember Alona putting random clips in, like of, cartoons and stuff like that. And she's been doing that. And it looks like she's, I don't know, copying off Not Your Average Reaction. Holy shit. She did? She used it while she was pregnant? Oh, that's bad.
Hot like 100. Hello, 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 hello. Loading, loading, shot with the lyrics like I'm bowling, bowling. Pushing on, keep rolling, rolling. Hit it when I listen, but I told him.
Oh my god, it's terrible. I hate it so much. It gives me like such secondhand cringe to hear it. Like this intro. Ugh. Is it her rapping? It sounds like her rapping. He's actually the most tolerable one, to be honest. Him and his boyfriend, like watching them compared to watching Nella, Priscilla, Chikara, the other ones, I can tolerate him the most. And I found him very irritating, but I think at least he's creative. At least he comes up with shit that the other ones aren't doing. So, I can handle him. He's fine in I thought it was her. He's tolerable. So, yeah, Beavis, I don't mind too much. I like his 21 days of Vlogmas or whatever. I thought that was creative. Like, he's not the best. But the boyfriend seems to have like interesting takes. I don't think they're not just sitting there like, oh my God, you're fat. Like, they actually have things to say. They actually have valid things to critique sometimes. And then he does have like creative things. I don't like the poop on the table thing. Like, oh my God, you can stop the poop on the table clip. Yeah, like, I don't know. I softened to him a little bit because he is the best of the worst. And I hate that he idolizes Alona and Honey Bison, but I think that he is actually a better reactor than they are. So he's not too bad. It is a low bar, but he reminds me of older reactors of Alex where they weren't like just going for the lowest hanging fruit. Priscilla will never show herself again. Honey Bison is an obnoxious little twerp. Anyway, here's Alona, Jeffrey Dahmer's twin, to talk to us about how much better she is than Alex.
On Alexander Rodriguez today, because I have some hot takes, apparently.
Some hot...
and a lot of people are not going to like what I have to say, but I'm going to have to say.
Okay, I have to unspeed her up because I can't even understand what she's saying on this. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but...
What I'm going to say, because I think it's important. And I'm not really one to shy away from opinions, usually speaking, just because some people might not like it. If you don't like it and you feel you want to unsubscribe, then fine. Bye. I don't know what else to say. For me, there's certain things that are important.
What is she even, like, talking about? Like, her entire fan base is people that hate Alex a lot. So it's unclear who she's even talking about here, that she thinks people are going to be upset and unfollow her. But the thing is, all of these people are like, if you don't like it, if you don't like what I do with my channel, you can unfollow. But if Alex says something like that, if Alex says, I'm going to do what I want to do on my channel, and if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe, they become extremely irate, and they get butthurt over her saying things like that. So what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. If they don't like her, then they should unsubscribe. That's that. I think that's great for her. It's called Chikara Transform. r/Chikara Transform, if anybody wants to go read it.
Taking care of a child is one of them. I think, if this was a situation...
Says the absolute lunatic that used her performance-enhancing drugs while she was pregnant and does not give her daughter fruit because it has too much sugar in it. Let that sink in.
Situation of an animal, everybody will be up and...
It's weird that Blue Trees come, now that you say that. I saw one of them saying, oh, I hope that Anderson finds his Miss Honey. So basically what they're saying is that they want Anderson to find someone that adopts him and takes him away from Alex. Weird. They also say things like they are Anderson's mommy club and they care more about Anderson than she does. And one person said, I just want to hold and love him and blah, blah, blah. That's very weird. Like, I'm not saying that about somebody else's child. A child that is taken care of, that is, under the roof with his mother and his father. So I don't understand. There's literally no proof that any of that is warranted. Yeah, they have said that. It's weird. And I hope that they do get shut down because they're all very creepy people. And my favorite is that every time someone makes a post like, oh, when are we saying that? How are we being mean to Anderson? How are we saying anything terrible about Anderson? And if you try to respond, then bitch ass New Hampshire girl comes on and deletes your post and says that you're off topic. Yeah, I did see the close-up of his fingernails. I don't understand why they're closing up on his diapers and his hands and his clothing and his, pixelated face and his hair and every other thing. His hair is just whatever. I mean, he's sitting at home, and if he just woke up, is she supposed to do his hair before he goes into his little playroom and plays with his stupid DJ table? I don't even brush my own hair, I come downstairs and I get some coffee. I'm not sitting here brushing my hair. And they would be horrified to know how often my kids have brushed their hair over this Christmas break. It's bad. But you know what? I mean, not saying that we're like sitting here not brushing hair, but we're not brushing hair every morning we're doing it when we need to, but I'm not my kid hates having their hair brushed, and I'm not going to sit there and do it if it's unnecessary to do it at that point in time. They want her to sit there and do his hair to sit around his house in his playroom. Oh,
Not, but for some reason, because as a kid, there's different parenting styles, and you can't judge a mom. Well, I am here to judge a mom, and I'm here to.
who is judging someone for taking their dog to doggy daycare? This is the argument that she used. People would judge if I brought my dog to dog daycare, but nobody's judging a mom. People judge moms all the time. You yourself are judging a mom right now. What the
judge parenting styles. So
yeah, we should judge your parenting style. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Your attachment parenting. Apparently, you're getting your lips injected while you are breastfeeding your daughter. I hope you're not using your performance enhancing drugs while you're breastfeeding your daughter.
So I did a video the other day, and I had some feedback, obviously, as you do, and people were.
I had some feedback, and how dare you have feedback that I don't agree with? How dare you? Yeah, and I've never seen someone judge someone for taking their dog to doggy daycare. I've never in my life. It's ridiculous. It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Commenting how it's okay for her to like need some me time, and everybody has different parenting styles, and moms need to be moms, and they can't get lost in motherhood and all of that. Sure,
I want to be lost in motherhood. Me and my duck lips. When does she get her lips done? Does she bring the baby with?
I agree. I think it's important to have me time. I have me time.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the gym. I also don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you absolutely need that. What I do, however, think is wrong is that
you probably had me time to get your hair done to that ugly color.
You have a child that's 1.5, not even, and you're choosing to put your child into daycare more often than spending time with them. So I'd worked it out. I looked through her vlogs for the whole of Vlogmas of 25 days. Out of the 25 days, she put her kid in care or dumped him somewhere else. I'm not really sure about that.
Dumped him somewhere else. This woman is really, really, she's got a lot of nerve, we'll say. So at some point in this vlog, she says that she probably makes as much as Alex does. I don't know how true that is. She never divulged how much she's making. We also don't know how much Alex is making. And the thing is, Alex is probably still making more than Yar. That is what's called a job. Alex has to work maybe. So if not all Alex, but if Alex puts in the most work that she does all year in December, and she works 5 hours a day in December as compared to 2 hours a day every other month, they don't think that it's worth it to put her son in daycare maybe for half a day to do her vlogging and then edit the video that she needs to put up the next day. I mean, I get that it's probably not going to be feasible next year. Like, she's probably going to want to spend more time for Christmas stuff with Anderson because it is her favorite season and he's going to be a lot more able to join her for that stuff. But like this year, if she's putting him in daycare half a day, like, you don't know when he went to daycare, when he was picked up. You don't have any timeline on that. She's sitting here opening up her spreadsheet and making a spreadsheet based on nothing. She has no basis besides the 30, 40, 50 minutes of footage that we have from an entire day. So, and my biggest thing is they need to pick a lane. So either you are upset that Alex neglects him and think that he needs other people in his life that to quote unquote raise him. If you feel that way, then why are you upset about him being at daycare? You should be happy that he's at daycare if you feel that Alex is quote unquote neglecting him. Like, that, this is stupid. You need to pick a lane. Either you want Alex to be with him 24/7, even though you think that she's abusing him or neglecting him, or not. You can't have it both ways, because if what you're saying, that you care about this child and you want him to be happy and you want him to be taken care of, is true, and you think Alex is a shitty mom, why are you complaining that she's putting him in daycare? Riddle me that.
I think it's care, because I don't think her mom takes care of the baby, because let's be real, the mother is quite happy to do day trips away with her daughter to not take care of the grandson.
The mother is 60 whatever years old, has been working her entire life, and if she's happy to take a day with her daughter, why is that a problem? I don't get that. Nancy, I hate Nancy. I can't stand Nancy. But she's 65 or whatever, and she works, and she's not allowed to go enjoy a day with her daughter. You don't have to be hopelessly devoted to laying down your life every single time for other people. Like, you can do something that's a little bit selfish or something for yourself without thinking about what other people are going to think about it. It's irritating. She's a grandma. Grandmas are not obligated to watch their grandkids. It's nice when they do, but some grandparents just don't want to. And that just is what it is.
16 days the child was not present in videos, or only towards the end, i.e. at the end of the day when she would have picked him up. 16 days.
Xmas bacon. What is wrong with her?
Out of the 25. Now, if you think that's okay and fine and normal, you should not have children. Also, Alex should not be having any.
Okay, just like you. Should you have children? Excuse me. I don't know much about Alona, but let me just go over to Girl World Reactors. Let's see. People in glass houses shouldn't be tossing around stones. This is what people on Reddit are saying about Alona. She's deliberately restricting an infant's diet because fruit has too many sugars and calories. Her child is going to grow up with the same body dysmorphia and eating disorder as her. Okay. She seems joyless. True. She does. What else? I was trying to see, since her child was born, she has become even more miserable as a person. I don't think it has anything to do with the kid. She clearly loves her daughter. I think it's 3 people and 3 animals coexisting in one tiny apartment. 5 living beings living on top of her head and needing her constant attention and care. She doesn't have a social circle in Bulgaria. She doesn't understand the culture, hasn't learned their language, and it's completely her fault. Her isolation is self-inflicted, and she doesn't seem to understand her inability to communicate with the society she lives in will affect her child as well. And she's in oh, I already talked about this. She's in couples therapy for their attachment styles. She's going to live vicariously through her daughter, and hopefully she does not get her daughter on the same path that she's been on, because it's an extremely dangerous path to be on, the path that she was on and still probably is.
More children. She cannot take care of the one that she has. When he's with her, he's asleep. He's forced to play on his own. He's just forced.
My favorite part of this video, by the way, she goes, "A 2-hour nap. I can't believe it. That's not normal at all. My kid doesn't sleep for more than, an hour, blah, blah, blah." Her kid has multiple naps, by the way, 3 naps. She's, she doesn't realize, because she only has a 6-month-old and she doesn't know anything about other kids. She's talking about her daughter. "Oh, my kid doesn't sleep that much, blah, blah, blah." Without realizing that when your child drops to 1 nap, it's going to be a longer nap. So maybe it is 2 hours, maybe it's 2.5 hours. Sometimes maybe it's an hour, hour and a half, but a lot of the time it's a longer 1 nap. She says, "Oh, that's not normal." And it's definitely not normal. All of a sudden she Googles, and what does Google say? 2 hours, normal. So what the fuck, lady? Like, and she doesn't even say, "Oh, sorry, I was wrong. That is my bad. That is totally normal for him to sleep for 2 hours." She goes, "Oh, well, maybe. Oh, I don't know. My doctor said it's okay, Mom. My kid sleeps." Okay.
To be asleep. It's hard. I find it hard to talk about because it literally infuriates me. It infuriates me that people are condoning this behavior. Besides the fact that she's no PDF supporter, right? Let's not forget about that. She's now
Nobody will ever forget about that, because every single time they use that to best her. No, if she says, "You hurt my feelings, and I'm upset," they're like, "You're a PDF supporter. You suck. You're stupid. We hate you." They'll go on and on about that. She'll be like, "You tripped me and made me break my leg. You're a PDF supporter. We hate you." Like, get over it. Get over it. If it triggers you, okay, like, there are people in the world that do things that I disagree with all the time. And I'm not going to sit here and torture myself, exposing myself to that over and over again. If it really triggers me, I'm not going to keep going on their channel and exposing myself to it when it upsets me so deeply. Like, getting Alex off the internet is not going to do shit for PDFs or anything else. It's not going to make any of that change. She's so irrelevant according to them, but her letter that she sent about her dad single-handedly got him out of prison early. I mean, how did that happen? You think the judge read it and was like, oh my gosh, Alexandra wants him out of jail. Oh yeah. Let's get him out right now. Let's drop all the charges. Like, they didn't do that. He was on probation for 10 plus years. 10 plus years. It's not like he just got off scot-free and Alex got him off or something. It's unbelievable. It's really unbelievable.
Ruining another child's life. Basically. Is she the worst of the worst? No. Yeah, there's moms out there that SA their children. There's moms out there.
Why does that have to be brought up? She said that in Not Your Average Reactions comment section. She said something about that too. Why are you thinking about that? I'm so sorry. Like, it's just not something I talk about all the time. It drives me crazy. They act like this is literally all they have to talk about. It's everything they have to focus on, talk about, and they just can't get their minds on anything else. It's sickening. I feel that if you are constantly thinking about something like that, I think maybe you need to be investigated. They say, like, I'm crazy for that thought, but really, I do believe a lot of them should be under the microscope, because I don't know anybody that constantly sits around and talks about this stuff. I really don't. I cannot.
That physically beat their children, sure. There is worse parents out there. But to have a kid...
There are worse parents out there. But I'm going to waste my time talking about Alex all day and twice on Sunday.
And to not want to be with him the majority of the time. And only...
How the fuck would you know?
Only times, because I see a pattern here, it always seems to be that
I see a pattern here. These are all weekdays, and this is weekends. And Alex treated December like it's a full-time job. And she vlogged all of these days, and she actually went and did a bunch of shit with her mother, even though I think that this Vlogmas was boring as shit. That doesn't mean that she didn't put any effort into it. So I think she did put effort into it in her own way, and that's just that. The fucking month is over. And so who cares at this point? Again, if you think she's a bad mom, why do you want her son with her so much? You should be happy he's in daycare.
Sort of 7 days. So it's like 2 days she will have the kid in the video, and then there's 5 days on none of it. And then there's 2 days kid in the video, and then 5 days none of it.
So do
you know
you
what that tells me?
Him?
Those 2 days are probably the weekend or whenever her husband is at home. Which also, what is this man doing? Why is this man okay with her dumping her kid in daycare?
Why is he okay with her dumping her kid in daycare? What's he going to say? I'm working, you're working. You're not allowed to put Anderson in daycare. No, you're not. Is he going to forbid it or something? What the hell? Do people realize that sometimes you have a partner that you work with for your child or children, and you both want the same thing for your kids, the best, and you get together and you decide things together, and dad actually helps take care of his children and has a say in their care. She's acting like he needs to just come in and say, you're not allowed to put him in daycare. You have to take care of him all the time. Like, she doesn't think that Yar needs to go and take care of him. She just thinks that he needs to stop her from putting the baby in daycare.
And now he has to work.
When she, again, probably makes the same or more than Yar still.
He can't take care of him. But why is he okay with her doing that?
And honestly, you know what? Fuck Yar and his opinion. Like, I'm not saying whatever, but she has been the breadwinner of the family for the longest time. If he's going to, like, they all say, you need to tell her how to spend her money. You need to tell her she can't put the baby in daycare. I would be like, F you. She has provided for him over and over again, and he's not worked for long periods where who cares? Like, she's allowed to do what she wants. And do they really think that Yara is going to come and say, no, you're not allowed to do that? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Hi, T-Dub. Yeah, they all need to be investigated. Yeah. I just, if he's got little baby friends in daycare and he is walking and he's progressing and he's got things going on, why is it a problem to have him in daycare? Even half a day, maybe the socialization is good for him. Maybe, some people, you know, aren't the type that are going to go to the library meetups and the gymboree or whatever it's called, little gym and stuff like that. Some people are just not that personality. So the baby could be thriving there.
To do what? Let's go through this. So the first Vlogmas, she was in New York. The kid was there. Second Vlogmas, she was in the mall with her mom. No baby. Third one, what was important, going to Costco. No baby. The fourth Vlogmas, McDonald's.
No baby in car. No baby in car. No baby in car. Oh my God. Yeah, I was saying that I found the Reddit where they're talking about her because of Moth Girl. They're not talking about her because of Moth Girl, but I found it because of Moth Girl. And I'm so happy because it's like new reading material when I'm laying around just rotting. It's fun to read new stuff. I don't watch much of this one, but she strikes me as a big loser. And she just strikes me as a know-it-all. And I hate a know-it-all so much. I cannot stand a know-it-all. And I can't stand a sanctimommy who thinks that they are so much better than other moms. I was reading on her Reddit that she does not have friends in Bulgaria. And I guess the average age of people becoming a mom is 26. So Alona is pretty far over the average age where people are becoming moms. So she probably doesn't fit in with a lot of the mom groups. So she's intentionally like isolating her child almost.
The fifth one, she went shopping and baking.
Oh my God.
Sixth one, she was drinking with her grandparents. No baby there. Then we had the Vlogmas 7 and Vlogmas 8 where they were gift wrapping and buying a Christmas tree. The baby was there. Then Vlogmas 9, she went shopping again. Vlogmas 10, a haircut. Vlogmas 11, to go to Aldi. Vlogmas 12, to go shopping again with the mom. Vlogmas 13, again to go shopping. So this whole week, Vlogmas 9, 10, 11.
Is she jealous that Alex is shopping and she can't go shopping? Or I just don't understand I would never open up Excel and be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a spreadsheet about someone else and how often they have their child. I'm just not ever going to do that. It's just not something I'm interested in doing. And, some of these people are like making spreadsheets about what she spends and like it's just giving having a lot of time on your hands, we'll say. Yeah, it's a lot. And you know what? They call me obsessive, or like move suspicious or whatever. They've said that I'm Alex, and they said that I'm Nancy, and like all of you guys have also gotten it. They talk a lot about Moth Girl. Um, but we get together sometimes once a week, usually once every 2 weeks, and it's been probably over a month since the last time I was on. I'm not sitting here obsessing and making spreadsheets about them or um you know having conversations about them in my everyday life, which they do about Alex and things like that. So I think that they're extremely obsessed with Alex, and they're upset when other people don't have the same feelings they do. It really activates them for other people to not dislike her in the way that they do. And apparently there is a right and wrong way to dislike Alex, because I have said multiple times I don't like her. I don't think she's a great influencer. I don't think she's a great person, but um you know, I just I cannot get behind this type of obsessiveness or the way that they talk about her or the baby. Um, I want to say I did get banned from the Alex sub, and because I couldn't help myself. And I'm going to see if I can still read these comments, because the person was so clearly unable to take criticism. I think it was like, I don't know. I don't remember what I was replying. Oh, someone was like, I can't believe you guys sit here and talk about her looks all the time. They were like, I don't like Alex, but talking about how fat she is all the time is obnoxious. And, I wish I wish we could see what you look like. And the one person was like, why would you say that? Why would you say that about us? I can't believe it. Oh my God. Like, she was just so, hi, Sil. She was so upset that they, said, why would I want to know what you look like or whatever, so we can pick you apart. It activated her so badly. And so I was like, it seems crazy that you can dish it out, but you can't take it. Like, and then she goes like, you're the one getting nasty. Like, she just couldn't handle someone not agreeing with her, but she couldn't articulate why. It was like, oh, like, why are you so like mean about it? And I'm just like, I just think that you're a terrible person. Like, the way that you behave on this website, you have shown yourself to be a loser. And she's just like, why are you being so mean? Like, and I was like, it seems like you're unable to take criticism, like just like you say about Alex. So why is it that you think that you are immune just because you don't have a YouTube? I would place bets on the fact that they are extrememely unattractive. I found that one that had the sleeve surgery and had gained weight and wasn't unable to lose weight and blah, 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 blah. I found her again on Reddit, and she's gained even more weight, and she's acting like she's going to lose again. I don't know. Now she's on a GLP-1. I would say that this is a pretty safe bet. That is true. So, okay. Alona has pissed me off enough. We can watch one more. Do you guys want to watch Nella? And I know Moth Girl's gonna be like, no, not Nella. Or Devon, or Pissy's reaction to Devon. There's also somebody on Pissy's channel. No, I didn't to Goob. Is Goob entertaining? There's somebody on Pissy's channel that writes these really prolific comments that just irritate the crap out of me. It's like, I get up at 6 and then I work on the farm and then I get the dogs ready and then I take them to my parents and then I go to work and then I'm on my feet and I'm like, why do I need a whole damn breakdown of your mother effing day? And then I go pick up the dogs at my parents. They already walked them. And I talk to my parents for 15 minutes. And then we get home. And then I do the elliptical. I didn't ask for a play-by-play. And I hate when they do that shit. It's like, my daughter, she's 16 months. And she wakes up. And she eats. And she feeds herself. And then she plays. And then she colors, and then she does Spanish, and it's like, I don't give a fuck about what your daughter's doing. I don't care. It makes you know better than anybody else. They're all super mom. They all have, these kids that are phenoms. The kid is potty trained at 3 months old, walking at 6 months old, going to college at 3, Doogie Howser, becoming a doctor. I mean, it is fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I listen. I don't research purposes. Goober. Alexandra Rodriguez needs Anderson to sleep all day. They all have something to say about shut up, Papa. So I think quickly we're gonna do. Oh shoot! All right, sweetie, you win. We're just gonna do Priscilla's reaction to Devon. Oh, she reads out comments in this. When she's like, I have that rare beauty stick. And I really wanted to be like, oh my God, like Priscilla bought that. Like, did you and Priscilla buy it at the same time? Since she gets so mad that when people are like comparing her and Priscilla. She is so.
And then we're going to read.
We're going to read
the reaction. The comments of Alexandra's one that I reacted to of her favorites of 2025 favorites. We're going to do that, and then if there's not too much reading out, might go straight into the average Gen Xer has put up a react, and I would like to watch that. And react to it. So we might do that, or we might do it in a separate one after this. We'll see how we go. All right. So 64 comments. Now this is the one where of Shikara transformations. Sarah.
Does she have a roommate? Did she say that she has a roommate? I don't think I listened to it, but I really want her to do a house tour, but she hasn't done one yet. I haven't checked her channel actually, but
Says she doesn't know how to dress her kid for the weather because she's fat and hot and sweaty all the time. So she doesn't understand the normal people would be freezing their tits off in that weather. Poor baby. That's true. She doesn't feel what other people feel.
she doesn't feel what other people
Lennon
feel.
says
That's a common way of dehumanizing another person, in my opinion. So like there are people that just believe that certain people, women or minorities, people of color, don't feel pain in the same way that they do. And it has been like a stigma. It has been, yeah, it's stigma, right? Oh my God, I feel like Priscilla. For a long time, and it has shaped the way that healthcare deals with women and people of color. And it's really disgusting to hear Priscilla saying things like that, in my opinion.
you, Shelley, and Shikara are normal people with love, values, and
Are you kidding me? How the fuck would you know? You, Shelley, and Shakara are normal people with love, values, and common sense. Big Al is the opposite without maternal love and only selfishness. She fakes it just like her weight loss. How would you know anything about these women? And what would ever make, like, listening to Priscilla and now her pretending to be Shelley would never possess me to say that she's a normal person with love, values, and common sense. This weird, probably 60-year-old woman sits in her room while her 14-year-old niece is visiting her and does reactions to Alex, has this child listening to how she speaks about a fat woman online. And that's normal with love, values, and common sense. She's trash. She's a shitty human being.
common sense. Big Al is the opposite. Without maternal love.
And this just blows her already large head up to epic proportions. People saying, "Oh, Priscilla, oh, Shelley, she's such a great girl. She's got love and common sense, and she's got values. And her mom, I bet her mom was classy."
And only selfishness. She fakes it just like her weight loss. Thank you for this reaction. You're welcome, Lenolyn. Thank you for giving me such a lovely compliment. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Get your candles out. Send to my Colts. Buy your white Nikes.
H1Z says, I still believe she bought her own gifts. Yeah, I believe she bought her own gifts too.
I fucking hate how she reads out, "Yes, H1Z," every time this person comments. Just say fucking yes. Her husband probably cannot stand her.
I really do. I believe that she bought that bracelet that so-called Yarman got her that says Anderson on it.
So-called Yarman. I mean, how hard would it be for Yar? Like, even if Yar is not crazy about Alex, he can go to her channel Or even just look at her Amazon history and say, wow, she's bought 16 bracelets that say Anderson on it, and they've all broken. So I'll bet you me buying her a quality piece of jewelry that says Anderson on it would probably be a hit. It really, they act like it's just funny to see the low bar that there is, um, that exists in their world. Like, God, there's just no way that her husband could come up with it on his own to buy her something that she would clearly like and she clearly wants. Like, their husbands clearly must not pay attention, don't give a crap about what they want, and actually, she could have even said, "I want a quality bracelet that says Anderson on it." And he's like, "Okay." Like, how the frick? He's like, ask her what she wants for Christmas. A quality gold bracelet that says Anderson on it. What does it matter? What does it matter? Imagine how low your self-esteem is that you think that someone buying a piece of jewelry that someone else would clearly like is impossible. Like, how low is the bar in your life that you don't think that this could be achieved? Like, what on earth? Like, they act like, someone getting their significant other something they might actually fucking like and want is crazy business.
I reckon that she bought that. And I think she also bought
wow.
the decorations that she put up.
So they're saying that she put up decorations for herself, went upstairs, came back downstairs, and said, "Oh, look, Yar put up 2 decorations for me." It is that unfathomable to them that a man would see, okay, my wife values decor for birthdays because she does it for me. I'm gonna go find the tote that has the birthday decor and buy 2 friggin' balloons that say 3 and 3, and I'm gonna decorate for her. It's not like he went crazy. It's not like he had a friggin' extravaganza, unbelievable. He just put up some decorations because he sees that that is what she values because she does that for other people. What is the big to do with that? What is the problem? Why is that not okay? And why is it so unbelievable for them?
Not Today says that fall he looked pretty hard at 41.22. That was about Little Anderson.
We couldn't even see him. They all have slowed it down. They've all shown it. You just see a blur. I mean, kids fall. He's 1.5. He's just started walking. And they think it's crazy for him to fall to the floor? I would imagine that he probably just tipped over and then started crawling or something. I would never think like, "Oh, he he fell so hard." None of these people have children. That's very obvious because kids take falls all of the time. I have seen my kid literally fall down the steps and just like pop up and be like, "Hey," like she just slipped on one of the steps and like kind of rolled down a couple. And I was like, "Oh my God, oh my God." And she's like, "Oh, I'm okay." Like she just gets up. It was just like totally fine. Like obviously I was shaken up, and she did not give a crap. She was just like, can I have some gummy worms?" Like she was just like not interested. She did not care. Watched her literally roll her little self down the stairs. Nothing happened. So apparently, according to these people, I should be locked up for that one.
41, 49, he is still on the floor, and
And you know what? I don't think I ever wore a helmet while I was on a bike as a kid. My parents should double be locked up. Double. I never wore a helmet. I was on that bike riding with no helmet. No helmet.
she stepped over him. I know kids are always
13 months and newly walking, he fell right in front of us and hit his forehead. Yup. I was at, I think it was an Airbnb when I had my first, and I was holding them, and there was like, I was in a chair, and there was like, a windowsill, like, I don't know, it was like made of marble or something behind me. And I wasn't used to that, obviously. So I'm holding them, and they just moved their head in a very strange way and hit their head on the marble. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to have brain damage. Like, I was freaking out about that. And, sometimes it feels so huge at the moment, but life literally goes on sometimes. So it's like kids get bumps, bruises, they hit their head, they fall down the steps, they break an arm, they fall on the soccer field, they get scraped up, bruised up, every other thing. And it is what it is. And that happens. You cannot put bubble wrap around them. You can't change that. So to say he fell really hard when all we see is a little blur of a baby, like, we don't even see him. So they catastrophize everything that happens to him because they want Alex to be a terrible person. Like, you've never been cooking while your kid played. You've never been and you've never been like entranced in what you're doing, and you didn't look back at them for, I don't know, a minute and a half. Like, they acted like she's just ignoring him forever. Like, he's right behind her. He was right behind her.
falling and toppling over, but I know he was wailing. She never stopped and checked on him. She is simply a horrible human. I believe that.
How would you know? He is still on the floor, and she stepped over him. He was probably crawling. Do you think he was writhing around in pain? And Alex is like, hold on, I gotta get my salami. I doubt it. I doubt it. Kids fall. Kids are always falling, toppling over, but I know he was wailing. How would you know that? How would you know that? She never stopped and checked on him. Are you kidding me? I've never seen people who take such small life events and make them into huge deals like this. This is wild to me. I just can't believe that. And anybody else, they would never think to even mention any of this stuff. But because it's Alex, everything is a huge problem.
Doesn't surprise me at all. Violet Sterling says it was so infuriating to hear her say she wanted to get ready while Anderson was still napping so she could do it in peace. Yeah. Who talks like that about their children? That is her attitude.
People that actually have them. Yeah. People that actually have children are the people that talk like that. People that don't have children and have an idealized version of having children, and think that they're mother freaking nature, they are the people that are clutching their pearls over someone saying they can do something in peace. Have you ever had an entire day of being, momming, and you're freaking tired, you're sick, you can't even go to the bathroom without somebody following you, knocking on the door, uh, you know, wanting something? Have you ever wanted to do something in peace? Have you ever thought, I would really just like to go to the bathroom in peace? If you've never had that feeling, then you need to shut the F up. Violet.
Towards him all day, every day. And Jessica Palmer says he is nothing but an inconvenience to her. It's so sad. Yes, H1 says she's been cooped up. Yeah. Imagine how she'd feel if she were like me. The ungrateful bee.
Boy.
She has no idea what being sick
Imagine.
with several diseases at
Oh,
once. No, she
no.
doesn't.
Oh my
I'm
God.
still so grateful. I lived another year and I'm so grateful. I have a family that loves me and cares about me. I can't ask for more. Well,
You are sick with several diseases, and this is what you're spending your time doing. If she were homebound like me, I mean, oh my God. Yeah, I think that they would like that. I think it would really thrill them.
have more in your lifetime than what you will ever have. Ever.
What the? Why do they have to devalue every single thing because they do not like her? You have more than she'll ever have. In what way? She has a husband, she has a child, she has a mother, she has grandparents, she has cousins, she has uncles and aunts. And you know what? These uncles and aunts and cousins and grandpa and grandma and this one and that one, they all every year they show up to her house for Christmas Eve to play games and celebrate her birthday, get her a cake, they get her presents. These are people that don't like her, according to them. And then they've got this whole conspiracy going that Yara's family hates her. And the reason why I guess she took Anderson to daycare today, but they think that she really just, he was really out with Yar, with his family, but she didn't want to say she wasn't invited. Are you kidding me? Do you really believe that they said, oh, Alex can't come, don't invite Alex? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? And why wouldn't she just say Yar took Anderson to his grandma's? Who cares if that, I mean, she takes Anderson to her grandma's and Yar doesn't come. So why would it even matter if Yar took Anderson somewhere? Why would she have to lie? And if she is lying, there's clearly a reason for it.
Not today. Says, even when the baby was...
Do you hear that heavy breathing that Priscilla is doing? And I know that I'm also doing it because I'm getting over whatever super flu was out there. But Miss Healthiness is heavy breathing. Okay.
Around.
She can't breathe either, and she can't read. And she's a terrible human being.
During the 16 days, she wasn't alone. Yar was involved, or Nancy was there to babysit Alex. That's to babysit Alex. That's right. There's always an adult nearby to rescue the baby. Even at the tree farm, cousins were nearby, as well as Nancy. When Anderson gets
we've never even seen one of the cousins hold Anderson. Now they're going to rescue him from Alex? How strange.
When Alex will be absolutely not be able to handle it. At this point in his development, she can contain him, control his napping, but it's coming to an end. His doctors are going to notice delayed milestones. At some point, he will get pushed to catch up. Alex won't be able to keep up with a 2-year-old. I know she won't, and I'm...
So what delayed milestones does he have now? Because she showed him walking. He's saying words. What are his delayed milestones? They want something to be wrong with this baby so badly. It's really disgusting.
I'm here to see it. 1966, Alison says, such a terrible mum. I am going to be a first-time grandma this summer. I'm quitting my job to be able to keep my grandson so he does not have to go to a nursery. Well, you are beautiful. I done everything to try and keep my son out of a nursery when he was growing up, and now we'll be doing the same with my grandson. Plus, a nursery fee in South Carolina is about $350 per week.
I'm so sorry. If I knew my mother was on this page with Priscilla bragging about this, I would absolutely tell her we're sending my child to daycare. You will not be watching my kid. But what the fuck is Priscilla watching? Look at this. Cops discover body in mom's trunk during traffic stop. That's a headless kid. This is what she's watching. Fucking weirdo. So Allison is condoning giving up your whole life for not only your children, but your kids' kids too.
Fuck, that's a lot. Sunny Days says, you are a star. You are brilliant, 1966. The Return of Veronica Sawyer says, she's so sick. She needs inpatient treatment now. Yes. If only.
Oh, yeah, just ask Jane. I'm surprised Jane hasn't replied.
You should listen, love. Deborah, did you notice Alexandra was wearing her pajamas while collecting free stuff? Oh, no, I didn't. With her child out in the cold weather. It definitely says all you need to know. Yeah.
I hate Veronica. So do I. Yeah. She was wearing her pajamas. So what? The things these people care about is so strange. Nella actually went on like a tangent about Veronica Sawyer being 70 years old. I'm always shocked when I hear that people that are this terrible are 70 years old. I know that a lot of elderly people are just awful, but it just seems like a lot to be this hateful and bitter at that big age. So she's 70 and she lives in Asia and she works out and she's so like cool, according to Nella.
Yes, I could not believe it. I didn't notice that, but I believe it. Hips don't lie. They kill me with the jealous talk. I know.
Yeah, Tita, I thought it was weird because she was at home preparing for, Christmas Eve, and she was going to have probably better food than whatever, she could have gotten, but it seemed like she just wanted to feel included in what everybody else is doing, but it's all crap. Maybe a nothing bundt cake. Those are good.
I'm good. Wouldn't want that so-called life she has, neither do I. 7H1 says she's
So
passionate
cool.
because she actually loves her baby girl. That's exactly right.
So they're saying she doesn't love her child.
Michelle Gordon says the Christmas season is all about the kids. The magic we as parents create for them. I try to do things with my kids so they feel the spirit and joy of the season. The music, the smells, and the feeling. Alex is a child herself, so mentally stunted, that everything is about her. She really needs to grow the F up. Wouldn't hold your breath, Michelle. Jessica Palmer says it's selfishness. Yep. Elaine Pavek says, in my humble opinion, if her child had been a girl, these videos would be a lot different.
I disagree. I think that's crazy. I think that's a really terrible take. I mean, can you imagine if Alex is a shitty mom, she's going to be a shitty mom to a girl or a boy child. If she's a shitty mom, she's just going to be a shitty mom. If she's selfish, if she's a narcissist, like they say, she's going to be a selfish narcissist, whether the baby is a girl or a boy. And that's just a take I can't get behind. I think it's actually crazy to even speculate that. And they say that they don't say terrible things about Anderson, but imagine being 15 and, stumbling across something like this being said about you. So even if it's not true, it kind of places a seed of doubt in your head. Like, my mom, would have liked me better if I were a girl. She wanted a girl. So it's just, it's really sad to even be putting this online because the internet is forever. It really is. It's sad. I personally wish that Alex would stop showing her son at all. I think that she knows that these people are unhinged and terrible. And I wish that she would just stop showing him because they have ruined, I feel like they have ruined whatever joy she could possibly get from showing him online. They have sucked the joy out of anything to do with that child on the internet. And I don't think anybody should be putting their kids on the internet. So but I just don't think that she should show him at all. I think she should pretend like, it's the old times. She doesn't have to say, I don't have a child. Obviously, we all know. But she needs to not say anything about daycare, naps, food, none of it. Say nothing about him at all. Nothing. Don't even mention him. I think Alex was looking forward to a girl because, like, when she said that she wanted a girl, it's because of, like, her relationship with Nancy, and she was feeling that. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't love her son. I think that's crazy. Yeah, she's a star hockey player. She's head of the league. She's just amazing. She's an amazing gal. I do think it was nuts. Like, she keeps making these threads. It's so obnoxious. I keep getting off topic. I'm so sorry. But she makes this thread. She distinctifies. Sorry, I am so out of it. She makes herself distinctively a mod. Like, she'll put mod and then she pins her all of her posts. So she's very important, but she keeps posting about herself too. She's like, hold on, I'm looking for it. Because she says something and I was like, this girl thinks really highly of herself. Oh, yeah. A lot of people externalize blame, not just weight related. Any sort of failure could become someone else's fault. This is not being deranged, it's coping. I was obese myself, 364 pounds at one point. A lot of things caused me to overeat and use food to cope, but ultimately the decision to turn to food was mine. I dieted my whole life. My family enrolled me in WW before I was 10. I had an eating disorder in my early 20s. I was never able to sustain weight loss because the root of my overeating was not addressed by the adults in my life when I was a child, or me once I became an adult. The symptoms were the focus. That was it. Who fucking cares? Time kept passing by. I became fed up with where my life was headed. I couldn't stand long periods of time without needing to sit down because my feet, ankles, and back hurt so much. I had to stop making excuses. Alex is allergic to anything that makes her look inward and realize the problem is her. Once I decided to take a long, hard look at myself in the mirror and do something about it, everything became clearer. She had gastric bypass. She lost her unborn baby, exited a toxic relationship that led to her being diagnosed with a nerve dysfunction. What does that even mean? Her toxic relationship led her to being diagnosed with nerve dysfunction. What? She lost even more weight. It's like, oh, food is no longer a coping mechanism, but nourishment. Oh, I do eat junk from time to time too. I had Taco Bell for lunch today, but I didn't gorge. I had Starbucks today too, but I am waking up at 7 a.m. tomorrow and playing hockey. Like, literally every single thing is about her. She has to tell her story. She has to talk about her stuff. And on Alex, whenever it's to do with Alex, she's comparing herself to Alex. So why do you feel the need to compare yourself to somebody that you dislike so much? If you think that the bar is in hell with Alex, why are you comparing yourself to her and patting yourself on the back when you come out on top according to your own your own opinion?
I think we all know that. Absolutely, Elaine. Jane says, absolutely. A female child would also have been dressed properly. Her hair looked after. Yep. She would have had a mini-me to continue the vile circle of nasty monster and an innocent child. Jen Meyer says, Jane, 100%. Malaran says, I mean, if you have to go out of your way to have a blood test, ultrasound, whatever else she did to confirm the sex of the baby, she was in denial. Yep.
Go out of your way? Do they know that you get an ultrasound with every pregnancy and multiple ultrasounds that tell you or can tell you the sex of the baby?
Also, it's very telling when she left him as a days-old newborn, to shop and get her nails done, being so-called TTC.
You know who I miss? Tara. Talking about Tara was unmatched. Yeah, and one of the pick-me's on her Reddit were like, Taco Bell has healthy options. Okay, girl. Keep telling yourself that.
Having healthy baby wasn't enough. Nope, it's never enough for Alex. Jane says, Elaine, your comment is very valid, as are all the comments here. We have critical thinking. We see what is happening here. Not humble, just intelligent. And Jane also says, I watched one Christmas movie, Home Alone 2. I love that. God. That's in New York. I'm at home mostly when my children were.
I'm going to say it very much annoys me when they say, I've said this already, but like, I've only watched one Christmas movie. I watched Home Alone. I don't have time for any other Christmas movie. I'm too busy watching my son. I don't have any time without my son. My husband works 90-hour days and he only comes home once a week for lunch. And I have to have my son ready for that. And my son, I spend all of my waking hours working with my son. And even if he's sleeping, I stand by the bed and I hold a mirror under his nose to make sure that he's still breathing. Because, you always have to make sure that your son is still breathing while he's taking a nap. And you have to do it the entire time because I'm just that much of a devoted mom. And my son potty trained at 3 months old, and then he was fully walking at 6 months old. And he started kindergarten actually last week, and he's 9 months old. So yeah, I guess I'm just mother of the year.
Small. I didn't watch television. Never. I still don't. What a sad, useless, unproductive existence.
Home Alone. I've never been home alone. I'm with my kids all the time. Daycare? I've never heard of daycare. Home Alone? No, I've never been home alone. Alex is home alone all the time.
She has. Yep. The fact a child is involved is very concerning. Marina says, brilliant video. She's just saying it how it is. Yeah. It's nice to hear someone else just saying it how it is. Marina says, I knew that Vlogmas would expose her. She was filming every single day, and people could clearly see how much she spends with her child and how much she spends on stupid, childish things that no one cares or needs. And that was probably before Vlogmas, but she could hide it. She and Ya just don't seem interested in parenting. Zero interest. I bet Anderson will go no contact when he grows up. Gee, I'd love that for them. I really would. And yes,
Can you even imagine Miss Catholicism here? Miss Classy, hoping for a son to go no contact with his mother.
She wore her pajamas to collect her birthday freebies. At 32:04,
the child only eats 1 or 2 things. It actually, every single time Alex mentions what Anderson's eating, it all sounds healthy to me. Unless she's lying about what he's eating, I cannot imagine giving my child bone broth in a cup at 6 months old, but whatever.
Let's have a look. So we'll probably wake them up
in the kitchen, and then people can like fill their plates and then come sit here and all right, you guys, I'm cutting up this brie in advance just to make my life a little bit easier later when I assemble the charcuterie board. I'm also
She's been eating from the brie, you can hear.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to her, she's got food in her mouth.
munching on a little bit of it.
Thank you, Chikara. I mean, really, it's riveting.
With some wheat thin crackers.
There you go.
But I saw Stephanie Rose once do this with a cookie cutter. And you just push it through the brie.
To hear people eat and chew on the.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure, of course, he always needs a good nap, doesn't he? Imagine your child. Imagine your child actually napping for a little bit shorter than expected.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yes, she did. Good catch. What a lazy ass. Who does that? She was so manic about getting her free treats.
This is content? She wore her pajamas to collect her birthday freebies? Who cares? Who cares?
Couldn't take the time to get herself an Anderson put together first. No, someone else might have eaten them before.
Put together to go to a drive-thru and get a Starbucks drink.
Or her. Yes, H1 says, I was a single parent and had to work to support us. No child support. So they had to go to daycare and it broke my heart. Jen Myers, I was too. I really feel for you with regards to needing daycare. I was fortunate and lucky. I could work hours around school and then most of the time. When I couldn't, I had my mother fill in on my late husband's mother, would help out when she could. So I was able to save the money from daycare. Yes, H1 says to Jen Myers, fabulous. My mother was deceased when I was 30 and my sisters had families of their own. I was fortunate because the daycare was a small family-owned facility and my children loved it there. I cried most days, especially in the beginning after I dropped them off and drove to work. Oh.
All of them are super moms. They're just the best mom ever. They never get happy dropping their child off at daycare. They're only crying. That's the only good reaction.
Jen Myers says to yes H1Z, I am sorry to hear that about your mother. You did what you had to do at the time. That's right. And so
plus her baby is 6 months old, and I don't believe she should be drinking bone broth at all. I'm pretty sure that it's way too thin in consistency for a baby and easy to choke on. Sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Would I have if needed? We all would do anything for our children. Well, we all would, except Alex.
Who's we? Because you don't have kids, Shelley / Priscilla. Who's we?
Give them all the love and a good life. Yes, H1 says, when these loser parents say they're young, they won't remember it. I have tons of cute pictures when my babies were little. Yep, I just posted one of them that I came across on my community tab. My babies were my life. Now I have 5 grandchildren and they are my life. We were doing things when I didn't work. I'm telling you, we made memories, just myself and the 2 boys, because I was single, divorced, and my children were my entire life. That is beautiful. You sound like a beautiful mother and a beautiful grandmother.
Mother? Every time I'm listening to Priscilla and she goes, mother? And whenever I always think of her saying, motherfucker.
Says Princess says, at 44:35, it really irritates me.
I can guarantee, look, I'm not going to dress myself up to go and get a Starbucks drink or a crumble cookie. Who are we trying to impress? Now she should have taken a shower, and if she would have taken off her pajamas and gotten dressed without showering, that would have been a problem. And if she takes her ass to Starbucks with her pajamas on, that's also a problem. What are people allowed to do?
When Alex and Nancy talk while chewing food. And Alex sometimes zooms in on the open mouth on purpose. It's absolutely vile and disgusting. That's because she's vile and disgusting, says Princess.
Absolutely gross.
Natasha says the only time Alex and Anderson are together outside, one-on-one, are they... that's right, to do errands. It's never anything fun.
Yeah, I mean, I detest when people say that this person shouldn't be a parent, you shouldn't have children if you're like, that is none of your fucking business. If you want to tell somebody that they shouldn't have a child if they enjoy their career and want to work or need to get out of the house 30 hours a week or 20 hours a week, if you are judging working moms, that's terrible. Because Chikara says in her video, like, oh, how bad daycare is for kids. But she doesn't even consider the people that are watching her that have their kids in daycare and don't have another choice. It really chaps my ass when Nella, who is an actual early childhood educator and owned her own daycare / preschool, sits there judging a woman who took their child to daycare. I would never take my kids to Nella's daycare because you can just see exactly how judgmental she is about parents taking their kids to daycare. Can you imagine dropping your child off and Nella is sitting there judging you as if she has any room to judge or talk about anyone?
Him. It's only for her that involves shopping or food. He's learning and seeing all your habits with food. Sure is. Jane says, when have we ever heard nasty, which means nasty, call the monster honey? Yeah, never until everyone commented about their toxic narcissist times 2 relationship. The return of Veronica Sawyer says, Shikara, a single 2-hour nap is fine. Anderson had 3 to 4 naps a day. I know, it's ridiculous. I sleep for hours and hours.
3 to 4 naps a
Deborah,
day?
the Crunch and Munch,
what are they even talking
she said she
about?
bought for the Christmas games. It seems a handful made it to the charcuterie board. Yeah. The rest went down her gullet. Flower Pot says, but Alex isn't treating Bruno well and never has. Yeah, I know. So it's a strange comparison that the commenter is making. Alex should have been cancelled after Coco was rehomed, in my opinion. We all know how Alex views animals. Just look at her rehoming history. Clearly, it hasn't bothered enough viewers. Otherwise, she would be here. Otherwise, she wouldn't be here today. Yeah, but no, that's not necessarily true, love, because YouTube doesn't think of things like that. They don't care how many animals she's rehomed. They can't take you down for that. Bruno is definitely crated most of the day, just like Anderson stuck in his bed. We all see Bruno with matted hair. And now Anderson's hygiene routine is also in question.
Yeah, I was speculating on that as well, T-Dub, that I think she's lost her job and is unemployed because now she's really pushing her channel and her something like keto and her all things Nella Instagrams and her stupid jewelry and every other thing really hard right now. And she's trying to make it work on YouTube. And she spent 28 minutes of her 47-minute Alex video plugging herself. Hi, Wawa. Are you talking about Nella is a gym girly, Stray Cat? Because we all know Nella claims to be a gym girly. Definitely no one wants to plug her. She's awful. She talks about her husband. Oh, and she was talking about how on Christmas, her son knows that he shouldn't be leaving presents all over. Like, he cleans up after himself. Like, she was comparing him to like Alex's situation. Like, he knows he shouldn't. He's 14. Alex's son is a baby. So yeah, it's obviously different. But yeah, she was talking about how she got Coach for Christmas. Coach is so outdated. Just thinking about, I don't know. It's like she's stuck in the early 2000s when Coach was, everybody wanted it. I don't know anybody that's like really crazy about Coach right now besides Nella. If she found someone to pay her mortgage, it's her man, but we don't know anything about him. Those the worst thing is when she wears those sneakers. They disgust me. And when she was talking about like how she loves going to the gym and she wears her gym fit. My clothes are from Pop Fit and you know where my shoes are from, Coach. Oh, like that's not what people should be wearing to the gym. Aren't they supposed to be fashion sneakers? I don't think they're supposed to be for the gym. Like, she's miswearing these shoes. I need to see her go on a run in the in the Coach shoes. There's no way people like, okay, she's wearing something like keto. Her like her Pop Fit outfit, they're so tacky. Like, she's got one pair of pants that looks like I can't even explain it. She's wearing high top leather Coach shoes. It's really incredible, I would say. She looks tacky. Yeah, I don't think she's with any doctor. Why doesn't she show us her doctor man? I need her to show her man, please. Because her sitting, and in one of her videos, she sat there and talked about Yar's bald and all this other stuff. She thinks that she can talk about whatever she wants. She thinks it's okay. An orderly. He's like the guy that directs you where to go in the hospital. He's like, can I direct you somewhere? He knows where everything is in that hospital. So stop it. He'll get you a wheelchair when you pull up to valet. He's that kind of guy. She claimed that he can weigh people with his eyes because he sees patients. But then she said that he said that Alex was like 350 pounds. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious if she's using filters or whatever. I'm not commenting on that because she could very well be using filters. I don't give a crap. But as she looks, the way that she looks when she's on camera, filters or not, she doesn't look for 350 pounds. Someone posted on Reddit, excuse me, a picture of her at her largest. People were saying she didn't lose any weight from that. What? My mind was blown. These people look at pictures of her where she is very obviously very large and struggling and say that she's still doing that. That is total BS. That is crazy to me. I can't believe they can look at that and even insinuate that she looks the same. Is she skinny? No. But I need to know how she's manipulating her photos, manipulating videos, and manipulating the scale. How is she doing all of that? How is she weighing in consistently and losing weight? Like, they're saying, oh, she can just press on something. You have to be pretty precise when you're pressing on something to get to the weight that you exactly want. She wouldn't be able to record that. It's just really crazy to me. And she talks about wide as all outdoors and big back and you take your fat ass and this and this and this. Look in the mirror, honey. Look in the mirror. But anyway, I've been on here yip yapping for 2 hours now. Nella says she's 230 something. Which, okay, so if Nella is 230 something and Alex is 260, whatever, they're the same BMI. They're the same BMI. And she's like, oh, I used to be fat, Oh, now I'm a size 16. Now I'm, 14, 16. So if they're the same size, like, I don't believe Alex is in a large. I don't believe she's in a medium. I think she's very delusional about her size sometimes. But I think also Nella is too, because she's sitting here watching Alex and acting like Alex is so much bigger than her when Alex at 260 and Nella at 230 are on an even playing field here. Then if Nella wants us to believe that she's a size 16, why are we not believing that Alex is fitting in a 16? I mean, the math ain't mathing. And when she says that she's curvilicious or curvaceous and Alex wishes for her curves where, when, how? She has the same body type as Alex. Except Alex has had surgery. Her body is man-made and they still have a similar shape. She's under 300. I believe 260. Absolutely. And the thing is, they're acting like 260 is small. No, they just want her to be bigger than she is. It makes them uncomfortable that she's actually A, lost weight, and B, getting smaller, because then they don't have anything to say how much better they are than her. Freaking weird. And not to mention, Nella has not shown a full body shot of herself on her Instagram for a long time. She's doing vlogs, but they're all members only because she wants a closer experience with her members. Does that sound familiar? Oh yeah, it's the same exact thing that Alex said, and they made fun of it. So whatever. Yeah, like Alex has a bigger top half. So if she fits in a 16 on the bottom, she's probably 6 or 18, 20 on top. But she's saying that she fits into size 16 because that is something she values. So, yeah, if she had a tummy tuck and she doesn't have hips, she doesn't really have a butt, yeah, I'm sure she can fit in a size 16. And she's 233. She's the same or more BMI than Alex. I believe Alex is 260. Believe it. But anyway, you guys, I'm so tired. I've been yapping for 2 hours. My voice is just cracking. And so I'm going to get off of here, but I don't plan to be gone for another month. I'll be back before a month, but I want you guys to come to the Reddit and talk. I miss talking to you guys. I'm going to check out the Chikara sub, and I might be posting over there when my Reddit suspension is over. So I want to see T-Dub over there because I love your write-ups. There's an Alona Chikara transformation sub now. There's also a Girl World reactors sub where they talk about Chikara sometimes. So it's GW reactors or Chikara transform. So there's a bunch of people that have a problem with Alona, and I love it. And I read like every comment. Yeah, it's called TCB Snark. And it's not really well attended, but come on over. We talk about Shelly. But yeah, Chikara, I'm excited about. I like reading about it because it's so So fun. Yeah, we can discuss. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great Saturday. Saturday night and rest of your weekend. And we should be back soon. Yeah, please listen to Nella's thing and recap it. I love your recaps. But anyway, bye guys. Happy weekend.